The Jim and Terry Show coming to you from the Hobbit Hole studio, safe in our safe room. When others tried to do the same thing in Israel, they were not often safe.
Yeah, you got a bomb shelter here. That's where the Hobbit Hole studio here is in Bobcaygeon. The only thing I've often wondered about bomb shelters and stuff, there's no fresh air vent. should the place get completely...
You're not planning on leaving a little gaseous residue, are you?
I'm hoping not. No, that would not be kind.
No, it would not.
But I'm wondering about that. I guess most bomb shelters must have some
I
sort
think
of
if you are
fresh air.
preparing for the end of the world as you know it and you have a safe room, it is going to have everything you need, including food, water, medical equipment, or at least a kit. And you are going to be able to barricade yourself, and it will not maybe be behind a secret panel, behind a bookcase that comes out from the wall. It'll be a floor hatch, lift up under a carpet, somewhere where you can be safe when the unexpected terror unfolds.
Yeah, or do what my brother's dream did. Run out, look at the light, and you'll be fine. Run outside and look at the light.
Was that an alien abduction scenario? Run outside, look at the light. Tom Cruise tried that. I don't think it worked so well.
Yeah,
in the end, War of the Worlds. Okay, we're going to get back onto a serious note after exploring all this. We talked about the end of the world as we know it, REM as a theme song, and I feel fine. I don't think much of the world feels fine at this point, and maybe that's where we'll talk about. I talked about, anxiety. There is, if you've seen kids practicing an intruder alert, a bomb threat, an armed intruder at a school, and you see them going to their drills on get away from the door, barricade yourself in, stay as far away from windows and doors as you can. If there's a teacher prep room, you go back and withdraw to that. Otherwise, you hide under your desk and don't make a sound, turn off the lights, lock the doors. All of that stuff. We take that. That's the age we live in, the age of threats, of fear, of terror.
And it's the terror that is so terrifying. No, but it is when you think about it, because the latest view of that, of course, was Hamas attacking Israel, and they didn't just attack military bases. And I know they're going to say they don't have the strength or the ability to do that. So what they did is they went to civilians, and of course, one of the worst was the music festival near Gaza that the Israelis were putting on, and 260 were butchered down. Didn't matter who they were, what they were, no questions asked, just kill them. And there was others set on fire live. And then we can go through all the atrocities. I believe that Blinken, the Secretary of State, and I believe Biden has seen, I'm sure Israel's brought them, here's what they have done, because both of those men look shaken right within. And Biden has said it more than once. This is...
Well, I think Blinken was given
evil.
He was given the lowdown on feet on the ground point of view of seeing the atrocities. And we use the word atrocities because this is terror. Hamas is a terrorist organization identified not just by the U.S., but by most countries of the world. I'm not sure if it was a UN resolution to label them. I believe so. So they're a terrorist organization.
Oh, they've proved it now, have they not?
Well, they didn't need to prove it
I know.
this way. This is just reinforcing. This is like gravy on the meal that's already been prepared. This is just a coup de grace. So I'm wondering how we got to this place, and I'm going to go back to 1967 when Israel was on the brink of annihilation. Annihilation meaning I was going to state it in a religious term, but I'm not sure. I'll just say nationalities, the Arab nations, ganged up on Israel. That they survived is an amazing thing on its own, but should they have relinquished the territory they took in the 6 Days War? Because I think that's one of the claims that Hamas has been saying. We want the boundaries returned to 1967. And if you're Israel, I'm not sure that you're saying, wait a minute, we didn't attack you.
You attacked us, and this is the price you pay for that attack. And I don't think it. I look at Israel knows they want them gone.
Yes.
They don't even some of those nations don't even have Israel on a map. They're not even on the map.
Right.
So they want them gone. They want them completely eliminated. So if Israel can get a higher ground like the West Bank and other places like that, to give them back is suicidal, and it's as simple as that. What are they supposed to do? They have to defend who they are. They have to defend their people. Now, one thing about Israel, and I'm sure the Palestinians would probably argue this if we gave them, the mic to do it, but Israel does operate under, as far as we can see, they have been operating under rules of war. And part of rules of war is you don't kill willy-nilly babies and old ladies and stuff. Now, unfortunately, if your enemy's hiding in places where they're hiding behind civilians,
or in schools,
the thing is you close the school,
in hospitals.
Yeah. So if that's where they are and they want you dead and they're going to kill you every chance they get, chances are you're going to kill them, and it's too bad about the collateral damage, if you like, because Israel's going to attack. And they are going to attack with their own citizens being captured and held, and they're going to die. There may be a miracle on earth they get out of there, and most likely they're going to die. The main reason being Hamas is either going to kill them or put them where they think the bombs are going to hit. And they'll just say, you killed your own people. Yeah. They have no regard for life, not even their own, I believe. So,
okay, so we'll waffle back and forth on issues.
I'm sorry, but
no, that's okay. One of the things I sent you was, and I had a conversation with my family in Montreal because what I saw was making it to the news from Montreal. It looked like it could have been anywhere in the Middle East. Trucks with Palestinian flags, with young men hanging out the doors and windows, and in the backs, Allahu Akbar. And I forgive my pronunciation, but God is great. I'm not sure how that phrase goes with, and that's why I was reluctant to say it's a religious word.
Probably
but
God is great and Allah's his prophet or something.
Okay.
No, Allah's God.
So how do you get away saying that when you just butchered?
Well, and this is the unsensitiveness of the Palestinian. And forgive me, Palestinian people, if you're listening to this. If you're know a moderate, all that much.
And a peace-loving person.
But I mean, the Palestine again elected Hamas. The Palestinians danced in the streets in New York and in Toronto, dancing in the streets when this hell was unleashed on Israel. It's not like military on military. It definitely isn't that. It's a terrorist attack, and you're dancing in the streets. I'm sorry, it don't fit. It saddens me that that's in a Western country.
Right. So we're waving flags in a democratic Western country, whether it's the United States, UK, Canada, France. I don't know where all the dancing in the street went down. I was just referring to Montreal and the videos that I saw of the flags and the speech that I heard given. And I'm thinking... there's something detached. There's something, we talk about this with whether it's a politician making a gaffe or something that's not a good look. We say that's not a good look. It's not a good look if the embassy in Israel is closed. As conservatives members, Michael Chong, if you're listening, you take it down from your Twitter feed because you're wrong. The embassy was not closed. And we're available to deal with Canadians who are stuck, and Canadians have been killed as well. So there's all of that embassy work that has to be going on. But to celebrate, to wave your flag and Allahu Akbar, what planet are you from?
Yeah,
how is God great in that atrocity?
Well, it's the hate that has developed so much. And I don't want to get into faith beliefs because I don't know, and I can say what little I've known, but if it's convert or die, that might be part of the problem, and the way in which these attackers, and they're not Palestinians, I won't say that, Hamas, whatever they are, the brutality of their tasks tells me they can't view the Jewish people as humans.
No.
They're a different animal. You know, they don't view them as human beings because they want that terror.
Okay, so that's in the first instance. That's Hamas crossing the border out of Gaza, going hunting Jews in Israel and attacking them with, I don't know whether you saw that. I call them the upside down hands of those rocket launch clusters when they all go streaming up to this. On the one hand, it's them looking for some kind of religious motivation, retribution. That's Hamas. What about the Israeli side? Once they are using their bombs and flattening, and I know it's called strategic, and I know it's called targeted response, but when you got 2.5 million people in that Gaza Strip, you're not going to be precise.
Surgical. It's not going to be surgical.
Not by a long shot.
And what's coming is not going to be surgical.
No.
There's going to be bloodshed like you can hardly imagine. And it's just the way it looks like it's going to have to be. I mean, even Netanyahu, he said, if you're Hamas, you're a dead man. In other words, we're going to kill all of you. And you're going to take
hiding.
they're hiding amongst. Yeah.
So what does that mean about the Palestinians who
Well,
are not?
don't forget one of their
Hamas?
goals, and again, I might be wrong in this, but what it's always been, you'll recall the Gulf War when Saddam Hussein shot Scud missiles into Israel.
Yes.
And the world said, please, Israel, don't reply, please don't reply, for fear of dragging the world into a world war. Just a footnote here, they're not saying that to Israel now. They're not saying have restraint. They're not saying it. And I don't blame them. I don't know how you can have restraint. This was brutal. So the idea is when you're Hamas or ISIS or anybody else who hates the Jews to the level they do, they want a world war. They want the whole Arab nation. And if they can convince the United States, England, and other countries, China, Russia, convince them that Israel's evil and must be eliminated, that's what they're going to do. That's their goal, to eliminate every Jew off the face of this earth.
I'm not sure. It may be more strategic than that, but we can talk about some of the possibilities in all this thing as we talk about Islam, Islamic terrorism. Will you convince Russia and China? They've got their own Muslim issues. So we'll get to that maybe in the next podcast. Jim and Terry Show signing off for now.
Goodbye.